afternoon, everyone. It's Tractor Man 44 here. Well, today I'm going to proceed on and continue with the project I've helping my son with. So I'm kind of helping him, get things going. Being sad we're not going to make it on time, but that's okay. We're late with everything, you know what I mean? Now, what I've done, I went up to the swing I've got on my porch that I made years and years ago for my wife whenever we were just dating. And I took a piece of cardboard and I traced out a pattern of the curved portion of the seat. And I'm going to be making patterns as I go along, to save for the future. What I've gotten to do the last few years is I'll make them out of sheet metal so that they'll last a lot longer. This is a pattern that my dad used years and years ago whenever he made my mom, way back in the 30s, a porch swing. 30s, maybe early 40s. And then I duplicated that swing in the 70s when I come along and started dating my wife. There's number one. We have 5 more of these to make. There's my 6 blanks for the 6 portions under the seat. I'm going to continue on today cutting 15 slats that'll actually go up the back and set across the bottom. These 2 larger ones are the very top slat in the back that your shoulders will rest against, and this one here is going to be the one in the front that your when your knees bend over the front, your calves will rest. When using a radial arm saw, you really only have to put a mark right here at the leading edge because that's where your blade comes in contact with it. But I like to mark it all the way across with a square because with the radial arm, if you use them a little bit roughly, you can actually knock it a bit out of kilter. So if you get in the habit of marking all the way across your board, you can actually check with virtually every cut how square your saw is remaining with the table. I'm going to give you an idea of what this thing's supposed to look like. I think we got almost all the pieces we need. There's some metal pieces we still have to fabricate. The eye hooks and all that kind of stuff. We got to fabricate all that. These are the backs that'll go in between here. And we'll have to set that angle at what's a comfortable angle. Bolt that in place with 2 bolts. There'll be one there, and one on the other end. And then for arms, we'll have these guys here that will actually have a notch cut in them, back here about where my thumb is. This is going to rest on top of here, and then the notch will go around it right there, be bolted through back here, angle iron right up here underneath the front, and that's pretty much what the whole thing is in a nutshell. So now you kind of got an idea of what it's going to look like. If you need to measure the angle of something, and like this particular case, I had to go back up to my porch and measure the angle on my the porch swing I made for my wife when I was dating her back in 1976. If you don't have a bevel square available, all you got to do is just grab 2 pieces of wood, 2 pieces of scrap wood, and stick 1 screw in it for a pivot point. So I went up there and I ran that screw in there for a pivot point, and then I matched the angle that my swing up on the porch is setting at, And this is what I guessed, and this is what it actually is. But once you get the angle, you just run the second screw in to lock the angle in place. And so then carry your homemade bevel square down to your job, and then make this one line up. There we go, we're really close. Now we've copied the angle and transferred it to the new swing here. Because a regular old bevel square is only about 7 inches long. It's got about a 5-inch handle and about a 6 or 7 inch angle. So you're only able to measure from here to about here. So when you do this, you can make your bevel square virtually any length that you need. So now what I'll do is I'll just use this one and match all of them to this particular one here after I drill the second bolt to keep it from moving. Well, this will give you a little better idea. It's 58 inches total width. I've only got a couple temporary nails in this first slat and that second slat holding everything square. These are just laid in here. So I've got to get the spacing exactly the same between all of them. And then of course I have to nail everything.